Welcome to the Motivate, Lead and Inspire podcast. My name is Hakeem Mr. Impact, and in these episodes we discuss the relevant challenges facing young people in the UK, which are initially aired on my Thursday evening radio show on colourfulradio.com. Be sure to visit www.facebook.com/Hakeem Mr. Impact, that's MR for Mr, where you'll find the rest of my podcasts. Have a great day. The government in general, what would you like to see change?
I feel like generally in politics, everything's based on politics, and say for example in the news, it's all about politics. It's not about what's going on in like the UK or like, you know, around the world. And I don't think that's always that nice, because people also want to know what's happening in other places and don't always just want to know what's happening there, because it's not the most important. Well, it might be for some people.
Help me out a little bit. I think I get you, but I'm not quite sure. Are you saying there's too much emphasis on what's going on abroad, or too much emphasis on what's going on here at home?
More. I feel like, more emphasis on what's happening here.
And you think that's a bad thing?
In some ways, yes.
Okay, why? What would you rather?
I want to say like, it's just a bit sad that everything right now in the world is about this politics and about how, I don't know how to explain it, but... So
you think that we should be focusing on other things?
Yeah.
Like?
I mean, I feel like politics should be a part of what we talk about sometimes.
Right.
But it shouldn't be like the main thing in the world.
So give me an example of what else we should be talking about.
Climate change, for one thing.
Wow, okay.
Yes. I feel like other things that are wrong in the world that needs to change.
Like? Don't be shy.
Like racial things, the LGBT discrimination about those
discrimination.
Things.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel like we also need to make that a big thing, and maybe some people might argue that like there are for the LGBT, there's the parade, but it shouldn't just be that like one bit in the month where we should just celebrate it.
That's really interesting.
We should celebrate it the whole year round.
Sounds a bit like Black History Month for me. We have Black History. Why are we having it just in 1 month of the year? Why are we not celebrating Black History every day? What do you think, Nana?
But yeah, I think that certain stuff they have to be respected. Even like Black History Month, there are some Black people that don't know about it. Like there are actually some people that you say it's Black History Month, you're like, wait, really? We have a month? And there's not... Do
they say that because they don't think that we should celebrate a month, or they saying that because they have no clue?
They say that because they have no clue that it even existed. Because because some people, it's something that should be well known, but even in my school, there were posters around in the history department about it, but like not many people know that it actually exists.
That's not good.
In this country especially. Maybe in America, because it's quite a big deal over there.
Okay.
But here, not so much.
What does the government have to do for you, Nana, to help you get to where you want to by the time you're hitting your 20s?
I think at this age, what they have to do is compensate for all the things that are taken out of a childhood and out of like youth type of life, and infiltrate it with more like giving us reasons to enjoy our youth whilst we're here, because they're here, pressurizing us with exams, like constant exams, which are good, of course, but it gets to a point where it's too much, and it's kind of like weighing down on the fact that you should actually enjoy their lives. Like this summer, I've got my GCSEs next year and I have to revise for it, obviously, but it's kind of annoying that I have to think about that so much than think about how I can enjoy this time whilst I'm here.
Okay, but so are you basically saying that there's too much pressure?
There is a lot of pressure, especially coming from the government, and I think that there needs to be more things put in place. If the pressure is going to stay, then they have to compensate for it by adding youth.
What pressure are they putting you under? You mean in terms of like you got to achieve academically?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just that.
But this goes back to our question and our debate, and I don't know what Amy thinks about this is the whole thing about, is academia the passport to success? Is getting high grades the passport to success? And I'm looking over at Mum on this one, because this is the one that really, gets between people. Amy, do you think it's imperative for you to get A stars in your GCSEs for you to be successful in life? She's looking at her mum like, can I? Okay, so hopefully there's no conflict here between the two of you. Like I'm stirring up any conflict, but
I think in some sense it is good to get grades, but in some sense it's like, for me, I don't need to get good grades to be a dancer, to be a performer. Like, I don't need to get good. I may be wrong, I don't know, but I just think that not everything needs to be about getting good grades, if that makes sense.
But you want to get into the arts.
Yeah, exactly.
What if you wanted to be an engineer?
Then maybe it's a different story.
Okay. But where we come from, and I say we, I'm talking about myself and Nana now, and I'm not trying to divide this table in any way, but we're both from West African backgrounds, and there's an emphasis on education. Come into this country and do really, 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 really well.
Yeah.
But as you can see, I got a biochemistry degree, but I was a rebel. I was a maverick. I was like, this is too much. This is whatever. And now I'm doing what I want to do. I empower young people, and it's all arts based. So, but I was under pressure to be that lawyer, doctor, whatever. How do you feel about that? Do you think that's a good thing? Put it another way. Put it another way. I might get thrown out of here. Do you think does your mum put you under pressure? Do you feel pressure to be? Do you feel pressure to I don't know. How do you feel in terms of the relationship between you and your mum, speaking in terms of academia?
Academically, my mum always knew that I want to be a performer.
Right.
But I feel like there is sometimes pressure that I always have to get good grades, even if I don't want to go into that academic side.
But why do you think she's putting you under pressure?
Maybe probably because if something goes wrong with my performance, that I can turn to something else. Yeah. Safety net.
Okay. But she's still giving you the space to be that performer, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
She is.
So I mean, I agree with that. I think that's sensible advice as a parent. She's allowing you to pursue what you want to do, but the realism of it is that you already had one small injury. Touch wood, you don't have any more injuries, but you don't know what's around the corner. Exactly. So what do you fall back on? Okay, I buy that. Would you happy with that?
Yeah, I think that there always has to be a plan B, but good grades definitely look good.
Really? But you know, some people don't even have a plan A.
Some people don't have a plan A.
No.
I didn't even have a plan A.
I don't have a plan A right now.
So what are you telling me about plan B?
I have a plan B pending.
Okay. You don't have a plan A, but you have a plan B pending.
I have a plan A pending and a plan B pending.
Right, pending.
Yeah.
Have you got the space to have them pending? Is mum and dad giving you the space?
Yeah, I have more than enough support, definitely, in the academic side. Definitely I have to get the good grades, not even because my parents want me to, but because I want to look back in
yourself.
Yeah, for
You're
myself and be
Is that the
proud.
same with you?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Okay.
Definitely. And for the side that I think my plan A is going towards, I think I'll definitely need the grades.
But this thinking that I'm getting from both of you is a beautiful thing. But where do you think this is manifested from? Has this manifested from self, or is this manifested from parental upbringing, or a combination of both?
Combo of both.
From both?
Yeah.
Amy?
See, I don't know about that, because if my mum wouldn't have brought me to dance lessons, then I might not be here right now.
Right.
Because it maybe if she got me into, I don't know, something else when I was younger, then I might just be doing that.
Right.
So I think to start the journey, it's kind of parental upbringing, but then now it's just me.
Right. So there was an influence from your mom.
Yeah.
So here's the next question for you. So what about all those young people out there who don't have any parental support? They're just, parents are so caught up in what they need to do, maybe surviving and stuff like that. Where do those people turn to? And is what we're seeing on the street in terms of crime a manifestation of that?
I don't think that, like, crime in terms of, I guess, knife crime, I think that doesn't necessarily have to do with, I mean, it does have to do with upbringing. You know, some people turn to gangs and stuff when they feel like they feel like they're alone. They feel like
you don't think upbringing and knife crime are related?
I do think upbringing and knife crime are related.
Okay.
Because some parents, like in certain homes, especially broken homes, for example, like it leaves the child.
Of broken home? You're getting into a really tight corner here. What's a broken home? People want to know what you mean by a broken home.
A broken home, it could mean several things. It could either mean like within the actual home, the parents can both still be together, but the actual family bonding relationship type of thing is kind of, should I say, like toxic, I guess?
Right.
As in, like, there's lack of communication, lack of like support within the actual familiar bonds, and it kind of puts the child, especially at a secluded place where they're kind of like, okay, so where do I go to from here? And they turn to friends that might even come from the best home, but they have that alter type of side that they do on outside. And when that accumulates into loads of people from broken homes, loads of people from really good homes that are just being bad, then it just becomes a big Ben 10 monster from Area 51.
This is great conversation. We're going through lots of different tangents, but I guess with about 10 minutes to go, I want to ask you guys a question is, where do you feel you are both? And I know you're both young, 13 and 15, and your conversation far exceeds your age, by the way. It's just incredible listening to both of you. But what do you... Okay, let's change it a little bit. What do you feel you both need to do over the next few years to get to where you want to? What do you need to do? Not what you need from your parents, what you need from the government, what you need from anyone else. What do you both need to do? Maybe give me 3 things you need to do. Like, I don't mean like 3 things like I need to go to the shop, I need to withdraw money from... I mean, maybe 3 things like I need to focus more on my technique. Might be with you. You might be, I need to go and get an internship. I don't know. What 3 things, if you can manage 3 things, do you feel you need to do over the next few years to set yourself up? And no one knows where you're going to be, but let's just see where your minds are at. Amy?
I feel like, for me personally, I really want to get out there more, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
With auditions and getting to know different companies, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And getting to know like different places and the way I can work, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Because I feel like I'm quite, I guess, comfortable, and I don't want to be comfortable in the sense that I just want to stay. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. Why do you think you're comfortable?
I feel like because I have obviously in CAT, that's very
You're
nice.
comfortable at CAT?
Yeah. But I don't...
What, with the regime, the teaching? Tell me more.
Yeah, I guess in the way that people teach, the way that I'm getting pushed, if that makes sense. But I feel like I want to like take risks with my career, if that makes sense.
Wow, 13.
So yeah.
All right, there wasn't 3 things, but that was a lot. And I love that. Nana.
These points, bam: self-motivation, self-discipline, and self-confidence.
Okay.
Yes, those are my 3 things.
Tell us a little bit more.
Because with like kind of relating to the previous question, unlike Amy, my mom didn't put me into anything. Like, I've always been passionate about dancing, but my mom was always just my hype woman, really. Like, she always was behind me, helping me.
Hype woman, you know?
Yeah.
If you watch it, and it's been amazing talking to both of you. Just the contrasting stories, but yet running kind of parallel. You know what's really incredible is I need to get you to introduce your song in a second, because we're going to be hitting the news in a minute. But what's really incredible is just when I was 13 or even 15, I was just no way on this level. Wow. So what I'm saying to you guys is that, I feel that I wake up in the morning, I live my dream, I do what I need to do, and I'm obviously considerably older than you guys, but I think if you keep focused on your goals, and obviously I think it's really important to stay close to your parents, because obviously they're doing an amazing job. Then I don't think there's any worries. You're both very articulate, very educated and stuff like that. But I think the biggest thing that you can't learn, and it's quite difficult to overcome, is just the fear of trying to do things. Because we're always programmed and conditioned to say it's going to go wrong. So straight away you think, it's going to go wrong. You walk into an audition, I'm not going to get it. You do an exam, I'm not going to get the right grades. So if you can battle that and fight that and push that back and actually get on with stuff, you'll be fine.